Just like a purple tiefling, the Blood Hunter has risen from its grave by one of the lords of D&D himself, Matthew Mercer. The Blood Hunter always did need a brush up, and it was released alongside the bundle for the Australian Brushfire Relief Charity. I have family who live in Australia, and I'm so glad to be able to support the people doing this amazing work. And you can too for the next 2 weeks by buying the charity bundle, which has the new Blood Hunter and such other cool things like the Grappler's Handbook, which will help you make a branding cutler in D&D 5e. Check this bundle out and support an amazing cause. What is a Blood Hunter? A Blood Hunter is a homebrew class created by Matthew Mercer in late 2015. I won't be comparing the old version, but it's pretty flawed at times. One Critical Role cast member did find this flaw. Anyway, let's get into the nitty gritty. A Blood Hunter can be compared to a ranger, but much more of a witcher feel than Robin Hood. In the world of terrible beings, a Blood Hunter is someone who stepped up to fight evil using Hemocraft, or as it's more commonly known, blood magic. Hemocraft is forbidden magic compared to other classic schools of magic, so Blood Hunters are shunned by society. The use of their own body to make their strikes more powerful makes them a sort of glass cannon of sorts. They can attack hard, but at the cost of their own health. A Blood Hunter may hunt evil, but their methods may lead themselves to becoming the evil that they once hunted. This dynamic of why you became a Blood Hunter and what this adventure will turn you into makes really good roleplay ideas, or you're just being very edgy and pick this because your DM says you can't be a rogue again. Let's look into the features of a Blood Hunter. As it's a martial class, strength or dexterity, depending on what weapon you choose, should be the focus of your attacks. You would also want to give your intelligence and constitution a boost, as both of these are used when it comes to your spell casting and blood curses. At level 1 you get Hunter's Bane and Blood Maledict. Hunter's Bane is almost like a pact of sorts. It's a binding contract to your mission and changes your life forever. This Bane allows you to use Hemocraft, and you have advantage on survival checks to track Fae, Fiends or Undead, as well as intelligence abilities to recall information about them. This is where your saving throw DC also comes from. The Blood Maledict is one of the main features of the Blood Hunter. You can invoke a blood curse that you choose. You can swap out curses at 6th, 10th, 14th and 18th level when you learn a new one. Once you invoke a curse, you can't use it till your next short or long rest. The blood curse does not affect creatures that don't have blood, so surely the slime will be perfectly safe. Unless you take your own blood and amplify the curse. Take that, you gelatinous git! Sorry. You can have creatures that don't have blood be affected by curses if you amplify the curse. That's at the curse of your own hit points by the amount of your Hemocraft die. Amplified curses also get additional effects. What are these curses, I hear you ask? They are Curse of the Anxious. Turn your foes into me and amplify it to make it even more like me. Curse of Binding. A creature just stops, and amplifying it makes it stop longer. Curse of Bloated Agony. The name pretty much says it all. To make it less edgy, you give your target an allergic reaction. Curse of the Eyeless. You stick a finger in the creature's eye, and if you amplify it, you poke 2 fingers. Curse of the Fallen Puppet. You turn your unconscious friend into a Barnaby Dixon creation. This curse is basically bloodbending from Avatar. And Curse of the Mart. It's Hunter's Mark for a ranger, but with blood! At 2nd level, you gain a fighting style and your Crimson Right. You take a primal right, either Flame, Frozen or Storm, and by sacrificing some HP via a Hemocraft die roll, you can add your chosen right to your weapon to deal extra damage. You can gain another primal right at 7th level, and then you can pick up an Easter right. Let's just say Esoteric right. Dead, Oracle or Roar at 14th level. At 3rd level we get to our subclasses, which are referred to as orders. The Ghost Slayer, the Profane Soul, the Mutant and the Lycan. Let's dive right into these subclasses. First we have the meaner version of the Ghostbusters, the Order of the Ghost Slayer. It is the oldest out of all the Blood Hunter orders. These Blood Hunters are fascinated by the moment of death and the transition to the other side, and goes out to destroy who tries to prevent these, like Necromancers. This subclass is not unlike what the Raven Queen stands for. As the Ghost Hunters is the oldest order, you're able to get an additional use of your Blood Maledict. Oh yeah, remember Shirley the Slime who sat there laughing at you as you hurt yourself to hurt her? Not anymore! You're a kick-ass Ghost Slayer! You don't even believe in blood! You create that blood! You make them bleed blood they didn't even know you had! Sorry, That won't happen again. You also gain the Right of Dawn to use. At 7th level you gain an Ethereal Step, to step into the veil between planes, which lasts equal to your intelligence modifier. 11th level lets you roll an additional Hemocraft die. 15th level lets you gain Blood Curse of the Exorcist, which can help allies who are charmed, frightened or possessed, but when amplified, can make enemies have a bad time. The last part of the subclass is Right Revival, and hear me out, you become Tub Thumping. This final part allows you to come back at 1 hit point as long as you have a blood right active. Next up is the Order of the Profane Soul. The Profane Souls turn themselves into warlocks. They make a deal to someone they see as a lesser evil to gain more power. You pick a warlock patron from the source books and gain spells based on that. You cast spells through your weapon while you have a right active, and it gets harder to explain. This is the most varied compared to the other subclasses, as you have so much customization. Each patron is a separate path. Profane Soul Blood Hunters can make weapon attacks as bonus actions after you cast a cantrip, cause the target to have disadvantage against your warlock spells, and gain the Curse of the Soul Eater, which allows you, get this, steal a person's soul and give it to your patron for more power. So yeah, it's a pretty wild subclass. Time to toss a coin to our next order. This is Order of the Mutant. There are those who are altered by gaining their Hunter's Bane, whether that be mentally or physically. Order of the Mutant Blood Hunters are those who embraced the changes and began to experiment with Hemocraft. You gain the ability to create mutagen formulas, which you can create to change your biology. Only your biology, however, and will not affect any others. As these are unstable creations, both effects and side effects last until you have a short or long rest. You can flush all effects out of your body in a single action if you have more than one mutagen active. If you don't understand, let me spell it out to you. D-E-T-O. These are the mutagens you're able to pick from. Flying, Sam Riegel. Naruto Run, Big Brain, Chris Perkins. Pickpocket, Caleb. Elsa, Don't Stop Me Now. Smile. Insight Check, Uh-oh. Stinky, Omaya-o. Mo Shindaru. Sonic, Doctor Who. Nerd, Reinhardt. Even more blood. You're later able to ignore side effects, be able to stop a foe's disguise, replace a mutagen with another in a single action. You also gain access to Curse of Corrosion, which poisons a creature, and if amplified, you can give them the Black Plague. And finally, you have the Order of the Lycan. This order is focused on using lycanthropy to be more powerful. To join this order, a blood hunter goes through a ceremony known as the Taming, where they are inflicted by lycanthropy. They must accept that, although the curse may be hard to control, they must focus on their training. They are the most strict order with the rule of do not inflict others unsanctionally. You losing your lycanthropy is also seen as a dishonour. You risk being shunned by your order. There is an exception if the curse is removed from you against your will. If that happens, a quick taming is done to restore your curse. After the taming, you gain heightened senses and unlock your hybrid transformation. When you use this, you can transform into your hybrid form, which lasts an hour. This form drops if you're unconscious, knocked to 0 hit points, or you die. You can use this again once you have a short or long rest. While in this form, you gain these lovely features, but there is a cost. If you fall down to below half your max HP and don't succeed a wisdom saving throw, you go into a bloodlust. You attack the nearest creature to you for an action and then gain control after it. This is risk reward, as is every turn you're under half. Later down the line you gain more speed, longer jumps and more uses of the hybrid transformation, leading to unlimited use, which doesn't have a time limit. And finally, you can use Blood Curse of the Howl, which you just scream. And amplifying it, you scream even louder. Back to the main features of the Blood Hunter. 5th level you gain extra attack, so you can poke someone twice with a sticky blood stick. At 6th level you get Brand Castigation. If you damage a creature with a Crimson Rite, you can know the location of a creature and can damage that creature with psychic damage if it hurts you or a creature you see within 5 feet. This lasts until you dismiss it, it's dispelled, or you brand another creature. At 9th level you get Grim Psychometry. You start up a ghost hunting TV show and you can know if an object or a place is evil with a history roll. And that's pretty much it. You can sense spooky stuff while your net fielding screams behind you. Dark Augmentation gives you a bit of a pick-me-up at level 10 and makes you faster and helps with those saving throws. Level 13 gives Brand of Castigation an upgrade with Brand of Tethering. A branded creature is now no longer able to dash, and if they try to teleport or leave this plane, they get a brain freeze and must roll to see if they're still able to. Level 14, Heart and Soul, Charmed and Frightened advantages. And now, the big one, level 20. Tangerine Mastery. You can now re-roll your Hemocraft die and pick which roll you want to use once per turn. This is great when you want to keep the blood inside your body as long as possible. You also gain your Blood Malady feature back if you hit a critical hit with your weapon, which is charged by a Blood Malady. And that is all the Blood Hunter has to offer. Hope you enjoyed this video, as it's the first time I have made a video as hefty on a subject, but I do really want to make more, so please make sure to like and subscribe, and please check out the bundle to help the Australian fire relief. Anyway, that's all from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Boop!